Now, in order for you to verify if you've installed Java successfully, you need to take a look at your command prompt from your start menu. So in your start menu, you can type CMD to bring up your command prompt. So here's the command prompt. I'm going to click on it, open up here. So from the command prompt, to be very sure that all your installation went successfully, you need to type Java in your command prompt and then press enter. Then if you see a bunch of all these jargons written here, then you know that you have installed Java successfully. If you see something like not found or something like that, then you probably did something wrong. Then you have to go back to my previous video and watch it correctly and do the right thing. So this is a sure sign that Java is enabled in your system. You can also find out the version number of your Java that you've installed by typing Java-version and press enter. And then you're going to see here, like here in my system, I have the Java version 1.8.0_111, and I'm running the Java SE runtime environment with the Java hotspot 64-bit server virtual machine. So these are the evidence that you have installed Java successfully in your system. Now what I want to do is to show you where your Java installation resides in your system, as the directory where your Java has been installed. If you open up your computer, you go to your C drive, you're going to see program files. If you're using a 64-bit operating system like me, then you're going to have two program files and program files x86. The one that you're going to have to open is the program files, not the one that has x86. So when you open up your program files, you're going to see this directory called Java, and this directory holds Java installations. Now you can see we have two subdirectories inside the Java directory. We have the JDK directory and the JRE directory. Now the JDK directory contains the Java development kit that we've always been talking about, and it's meant for developers, programmers, people who want to write Java applications. So in the JDK directory, we have the bin directory, which is a very important directory. We have this DB directory for database, some includes directory, and there is a private JRE directory inside the JDK directory. There's also a lib directory that contains all the libraries of the Java platform. So in the bin directory, which is the most important directory out here, you're going to see that we have several exe files. There's a lot of exe files in here, and one of the most important exe files is the java.exe and the javac.exe. Now exe files are executable files. That's the meaning of the exe. They are all executables. So which means that you can run them. So the java.exe is what we use in running our Java applications and programs, and the javac.exe is the Java compiler. So when we write our programs in the Java programming language, which we have to understand, we as human beings, we understand, the computer or the machine that you're going to run the program is not going to understand that language. So the Java compiler converts that programs that were written in a human readable form into a form that the computer can understand. Okay, and that will now be executed by the java.exe and the Java runtime environment. So the Java doc here is also another important executable file that is used for generating Java documentations. The applet viewer is another important executable file that is used for viewing applets. Here we have the jar for creating Java archives. There are a lot of other executable files. You can see the Java mission control here, and there's another one here, RMI, for remote method invocation tools. So here is a serial var, and so there's a lot of tools here. Here is a JVisual VM, the Java Visual Virtual Machine. All these tools are what we need in doing our Java development. So I'm gonna go back and let's go back. Then the JRE directory, recall I'm inside the program file / Java directory. You can see the full path here, C:/program file / Java. So inside this directory, we have this JRE directory. The JRE directory, as you can see, has another bin directory and a lib directory. It's the Java runtime environment. The Java runtime environment contains what we call the Java virtual machine. The Java virtual machine is like a kind of platform that allows our Java programs to run, and the Java runtime environment requires the Java virtual machine to run all the programs that we are going to write. So we need the JDK to develop and compile and build our programs. Then we need the JRE to run those programs. Now there are some programs applications that you installed on their Java applications. They usually come with their own JRE package within them. So it's important to know that any particular application or software that is written in Java requires a JRE in order for it to run. Applications do not require JDK in order for it to run, but if you are a Java programmer and a Java developer, then you need the JDK for your development. So that's the difference between the JDK and the JRE. So when you install your JDK, it automatically installs these two directories for you containing the JDK and the JRE. Okay, and it's created, that installation process we did was the one that created this Java directory for us. So like I said before, if you open up your command prompt with CMD and then you type Java and press enter, and then you have this, then it means that you are good to go, and then you can run your Java programs on this machine. But we can also type on the command prompt this command that we have here, the javac for the Java compiler. So if we go over to the command prompt and type javac, you can see here it says javac is not recognized as an internal or external command, operable program, or batch file. Now the reason why we are having this kind of error message is that we haven't set our path. So in this video we are going to set our path. So I'm going to show you how to set the path. Now like I told you before, that the bin directory, this bin directory that is inside the JDK directory, that is inside the Java directory in your program files directory. So in your program files directory, the Java directory and the JDK directory and the bin directory, this bin directory is extremely important for you to set your path. So you need to know how to locate your bin directory in your system. Okay, so you can see the URL or the address to the bin directory, which is C:/program file /java /jdk 1.8.0 whatever update version you have /bin. Okay, so if we copy that, then we have an access to the bin directory. Now to set your path, you need to go once again to your start menu. Then you go to your computer, and you right click on your computer, and you click on properties, and then you have this system properties dialog open. Then you have to click on advanced system settings, and when you go over there, you're going to see we are on the advanced tab, and it says here you must be logged on as an administrator to make most of these changes. It's important to note that. Now down here you can see the environment variables. So I'm going to click on these environment variables, and the environment variables is a place where most applications set their path to where their executables are installed. So the same thing, we have to do that for Java manually. So you can come down to system variables and search for path. So if you have this path directory, you select it, and under system variables you can see this path. Then you're going to click on edit, and you have to be very careful here such that you shouldn't edit any of this path and mess up with your system. So what you're going to do is that you're going to look for the end key in your keyboard and press end. But if you can't use the end key, you can press the forward arrow key to make sure that you get to the extreme right side of your path of this address, and make sure that nothing is highlighted like this. So make sure your cursor is at the end of the path. Then what you're going to do next is to put a semicolon, and then recall that we had copied the bin directory, and it's still in our clipboard, so we can Control V, we can press Control V to paste the bin directory. So you can see here is the path to the bin directory. We just added it to the path of the system variable. So once you're done with that, you can click OK. Okay, so when you have finished clicking OK, you can click OK on this other window here. And then you can click OK here. Then you can close the system properties window. Alright, so you can also close the bin directory window. Now here we are back here at the command prompt. Now I'm going to type javac and press enter. But you can see here it still says javac is not recognized as an internal or external command. That doesn't mean we haven't set the path correctly. What you need to do is that we have to close this command prompt and reopen it in order for it to recognize the changes that we've made to the path. So I'm going to close the command prompt, and I'm going to go over to the start menu. Then I'm going to type cmd again, and then I click on the command prompt to bring up the command prompt. Now here's the command prompt. Then I'm going to type javac again and press enter, and you can see a bunch of all these jargons comes out just like when we type Java. So this is an indicator that javac is now recognized by the system's command prompt, and then we are good to go in compiling our code. So that's it. That's how to set your path. Now I've also noticed that a lot of people, when they set their path, the javac command refuses to work even if they close the command prompt and open it up again. I usually notice this with people who are using higher versions of Windows, like Windows 8 and Windows 10. So if you are on Windows 8 and above, then what you need to do in order to ensure that your system recognizes the java command is to restart your system. So once you've restarted your system, you can come back and open up the command prompt, and then type the java command to ensure that the system now recognizes the changes that you've made to the path. So I hope you've done that right, but if you haven't, then you have to watch this video over again and listen to me carefully and make sure you do the right thing. So that's it for setting the path of your environment variables. I hope you found this informative, and thanks for viewing.